It's June 23rd, 2017. Taking your calls from around the world, and it's good to be with you, everybody. Our last week's show was quite incredible, and this whole week has been incredible on Third Phase of Moon. We've been sharing some video coming out of Gaia in regards to the alien discovered, possible alien in Peru, the mummy. You've all seen it with the 3 extended fingers and toes. What is this all about? Do you believe that this is a true discovery, or is this possibly the biggest hoax out there? I'm not exactly sure. The people at Gaia are saying that they've had scientists look over this thing, and they're carbon dating it. They're doing x-rays on this thing, and they're going to keep us updated in regards to this incredible discovery. Stand by for that, everybody. We're working with Gaia right now to get you the latest information in regards to that. So we have the video up. You might want to take a look at that one. And then also, what's been coming out is the summer solstice over there in Stonehenge. There was over 13,000 people that showed up for the summer solstice, but there was also a UFO sighting earlier that day at the same exact spot where we had submitters share video of us of what looks to be 2 or 3 maybe bright orbs in the skies. Everybody take a look at that on Third Phase of Moon as well. Are these military flares? That's what some people are claiming. But the people that were shooting this were claiming that they were moving in ways that military flares cannot. So I want to get your opinions below on what that is. All right, so we're going to be taking calls from around the world. And if you've got something you want to share, the number is 347-934-0378. Go ahead and just press number 1 on your keypad device or whatever device you're calling in on tonight. Just press number 1, and you'll be taken straight to the top of the call list. Tell you what, let's just bring in the callers right now. The list is piling up. We'll see how many we could get tonight.
That's crazy.
Hey, 626, you're there. You're live on Third Phase of Moon. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's up, Blake? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing good. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
My name is Miguel. This is like the 3rd time I've called. I'm just calling to see what's up. Also, I like those red orbs. I've seen one of those orbs really close up. It was only flying about maybe 100 to like 150 feet above my head. It looked really nice.
Yeah, orbs. Yeah, when you come in close encounters with those, they definitely have a look about them for sure that could be quite pleasing to the eye. All right, let's go to area code 770. 770. You made it to Third Phase Moon. You're live. How you doing tonight?
Good. How about yourself?
I can't hear you. Can you get a little closer to the mic or whatever device you're calling in on?
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha. Hey, how's it going?
Okay.
What's on your mind tonight? Welcome
Good.
to the show.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Excited about tonight's show. Hopefully hearing some good testimony from the public. Where are you calling in from? You got something you want to share? I'd sure like to hear it.
Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I am calling from.
All right. Well, you got something you want to share coming in from Atlanta, Georgia. Go ahead.
Yes. So actually, the other night, I was with my cousins in the car, and we were driving back from, I think it was the Stone Mountain area. And
okay, you're coming in a little echo. Are you coming in a little echo? Can you speak into the device?
Yep. Is that better?
Yeah. Stay right there. And
Sorry about
you sound
that.
so much better there. Okay, thank you. We got to hear what you got to say. I want to hear it. Go ahead.
So when coming back from the Stone Mountain area, there was this light in the sky. And so, I was instantly talking with my cousin. I said, do you see that? And he said, yeah, I think it's just a helicopter. But the thing is there was no, how a helicopter or airplane usually has the strobing lights on it? Just to kind of show where they are. Well, this did not have that, and there was no sound involved with it at all. And it was this very bright, like, if I didn't think so, it was a star, but it was moving. And so eventually as I was watching it just kind of disappeared. And, I mean, it was a fairly clear night. There were some clouds, but it was moving pretty slowly. But I saw it, and my cousin didn't even see it.
What makes you think it's not a satellite?
A satellite?
Yeah.
Well,
why wouldn't it?
There was one. Well, I mean, it very well could be. But the only thing was that bright it was. Like, it was, say if you were in our area with the skyscrapers around Atlanta, the lights on the very top are extremely bright. And so that's what I thought it was at first, as in maybe it was just a very tall building that you just couldn't see, other than the point it was moving, but maybe it was just because of the car. But also, it was just extremely, extremely bright. Because I've seen in my backyard watching the ISS pass by, and that was fairly bright, but it was extremely bright.
Well, it could be a UFO, an orb up in the sky. If it's not displaying any kind of display of aviation that doesn't look anything like a practical airplane, it sounds like it could be a satellite. But you know, when you see it with your own eyes and it's as bright as you say, well, then it possibly could be something. Well, I appreciate the call in. I appreciate that. Let's go to more callers. Let's go to area code 505. You're live on Third Phase of Moon. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. We called you about a month ago.
Okay.
You called the show, and I shared with you guys about the scientists from Los Alamos, and we went on horseback and we saw where where the ship had landed with the 3 holes in the ground.
Yeah, I remember that. Did you ever get any video? We're hoping you're going to get. We tried to give you a call, but you didn't pick up, or your phone wasn't accepting any calls. What happened?
Right.
What's the update?
Well, okay, believe it or not, I'm still working on it, and I'm not going to give up, because this is one of my hobbies. Is like yourself, you know. I love looking up at the sky, and I think I'll never stop. You know, I think I wanna, over here where I'm at, located here, I want to build something in the long run. I'm 38 years old. I want to build some type of outlook for on weekends where people can go and stay up all night, you know, and make it. I want to start something like that, so that we can always be sure to always be looking up and stuff. Anyways, I would love to build this outlook, but I'm still going back there. I went once to go locate where they landed with the 3 holes, and I haven't found it. Me and one of my cousins went, so we're going to go back again and see if we find that landing place where the ships landed, where that ship landed in. And okay.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You were there with, I think you said, a scientist that helped with developing the nuclear bomb, and he couldn't explain what it was, and I was hoping that you're going to get some video. So, you know, go for it, dude, and get something going. We'd love to share it on Third Phase of Moon. We're standing by, my man, so keep in touch.
Yes,
keep in touch.
And you know the orbs you're saying, I saw that today on on YouTube. The one you saw at Stonehenge?
Yeah, the Stonehenge UFO video, or, you know, unidentified. What did you think of that orb video?
Well, you know, and we all know it's not the government can try to keep it a secret, but we all know, we know that there is stuff that the human mind, we know there's ships that have moved in ways that only some of us are lucky to have seen. We know this is an intelligence that is not from our own. and we know these are alien ships, man, and we know it's of something, and like it could be of course, through all your stuff, I believe it could be government too. They could already have, they've been testing this stuff for many, many years. I believe they have stuff that goes fast enough to freak us out, and it's government mixed along with the aliens, I believe.
Yeah, to say the least. There's a cover-up. There is a cover-up, and there's knowledge out there in regards to this by the high powers. Are they going to tell us about it? Probably not. We're going to just have to do it ourselves, people, and we're going to get it done. Stand by, everybody. We got more calls coming in from Third Phase Moon. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, broadcasting live from the Big Island of Hawaii. Let's bring in the callers right now, and welcome back, everybody, to Third Phase Moon Radio. Let's go to area code 346. You made it to the show. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Where are you calling in from?
I am calling from the Houston area.
You're coming in a little soft. What was that?
I'm calling from Houston.
Houston, okay. Welcome to the show. You got something you want to share?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Aloha to Hawaii.
Absolutely, absolutely. Aloha back. Yep, go ahead. What's going on?
Well, I've been listening to your show for maybe about a couple of months now, and it's very interesting. I think I can relate with a lot of the callers with regards to, that there's something out there. There's something more than we can't really see.
Yeah.
And from my experience as a child, I've had these experiences where I see these, what you call grays, and it's not an abduction. It's actually a connection of consciousness. So they essentially, what they do is they kind of mind meld their head with mine, and they share, things that they do, or they've seen, or what they're working. So I know a lot of people say that it's been taken to other places, to other planets, but if you close your eyes and you start to imagine, then you're imagining things. But when you're sharing a consciousness with another being, they're essentially taking you somewhere else, if you think about it.
Sure. You're coming a little like something's banging around on the microphone. If you could keep that steady, I'd appreciate it, so we could get a good, clear audio. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah. So, just keep that on in mind. But you just said mind melting. Explain to me the mind melt. That's the first time I've heard of that.
So essentially, it's a connection between two entities. So it's a connection of consciousness between two, or just two people, for example. But these entities are not like you and I. They're some are considered interdimensional. They actually can just pop out of nowhere and they're there with you. And I've experienced this since I was a kid. And I was from my first memory, I think I was 3 or 4 years old. And up until now, I just realized what they were doing. And when they connect, they essentially they bring in their mind into your mind, and you experience their lives. They experience your life. So definitely, I do believe that there's something out there that we don't see. We may perceive kind of like a peripheral vision, but there are entities that are here already. I'm not sure about reptiles or any other
the reptilian
form. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah. But I can tell you.
Let's start back from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning, because you said this started out when you were a young child. I'm really interested in that because it seems like that's the real phenomenon. It starts out with people when they're very young, and it goes on for many years afterwards. I really don't hear many abductions. We have the Travis Walton case where he was abducted, and it was his first time as a grown man. But I say over 90% of alien abductions has to start when one's quite young, not grown up quite yet. I want to hear that experience for starters.
Yeah. So my first memory has to deal with a plane. I'm inside a cave, and I see this young boy dressed in white. It's kind of a blurry vision now because it's been so many years. But I do remember seeing the size of a nice size plane, like a maybe 777, not a jumbo jet. But I do remember seeing that as a kid. I mean, and at that point, I'd never been on a plane. The first time I ever got on a plane was when I was 23 years old. But to have a memory like that I don't recall where that's from, it's just interesting to me. And so this all, I started to realize little by little. And as I slept, I went to sleep, I would remember things, something that I'd never experienced, here in my life. So I think there's different levels of consciousness, and I think there's different levels of entities from other places, maybe other dimensions, or from other worlds, essentially. That's mainly my experience. The most recent experience I've had was about 2 years ago, and I realized, as I was sleeping, that I was in a different, like in the desert. It was the middle of the night, and what happened during that dream was that I spoke to a person who was in the shadows, and he showed me the moon, and from the moon, I could see these circular objects coming off of it. And it was a mass. It was a huge mass ejection, for example, and they were kind of like rotating out of the moon or out of the light that was above me during the night. And then after a while, that I saw that these objects started to come down to the earth, but they were becoming more of an army, like the foot soldiers. And so I traveled forward on this road in the middle of the night during the desert, and then I crossed over to what I saw was a building. And so I just went inside because they were actually what looked like in a city. So my interpretation of that is that maybe they're amassing a large force that's coming here to Earth. Maybe it's just a combination of people that are being born from these entities, these different, I don't know what else to call them. We call them people, but they're not like you and I. But definitely there is something that is approaching. And and it may take effect soon. I'm not sure when, but I just want to forewarn everybody that, you're not going nuts. There is something happening out there. That's for a fact.
Well, yeah, you're not alone. There is something happening. It's undeniable. It's just incredible to me that the main media has not picked up on it. Well, they picked up on it. They know what's going on. They're just not letting us know the secret that they know. And probably it's not by choice. They're forced to do it. Otherwise, there might be some huge consequences to releasing information that they don't want out. So that's definitely one thing to think about. The caller's basically saying that he's had his experiences. He knows what's going down from his own eyes and what he's been through. So the people out there just got to realize that there's something going on out there and something happening right now. So we got to get this word out to people that aren't aware of this. People will go, hey, this is all as Looney Tune as people that think that we didn't land on the moon. Well, look, they got to wake up. There's 4 million people that claim that they've been abducted every year, just in the United States alone. If you've got something you want to share tonight, just go ahead, press number 1 on the keypad, whatever listening device you're listening on. Go ahead, press number 1, and we'll get to your phone call and maybe a great story. We'll be right back. Third Phase of Moon. Did you know that there was an incident just prior to the 1947 Roswell crash? Well, apparently there was. Apparently there was something that was in the news less than 2 weeks before the Roswell incident in July 1947. Mr. Arnold, he was 32 at the time. Kenneth Arnold said he saw 9 UFOs flying at high speed. Flying from Yakima and then into Washington. At the time, he was startled by a strange flash of light. He said he observed a chain of 9 peculiar-looking aircraft flying from north to south near Mount Rainier. He was a pilot, and he said he was about at 9,200 feet, and it was about 3 p.m. as he watched the craft for up to 3 minutes. He estimated they traveled at a minimum of 1,200 miles an hour. He landed at Yakima, and after telling a friend who didn't believe him, the details of this encounter got out. Initially, he described them as pie pans, almost like a crescent or boomerang, but added that they were like saucers skipping on the water. shortly after this, 2 weeks later, there was the big crash in July 1947, Roswell. Did this man, while he was aboard his airplane, witness the UFO or possible one of these UFOs doing these flight maneuvers go down? Well, this is new news coming out, so I wanted to give some of that breaking news to you. If you've got something you want to share to us tonight, I'd sure like to hear it. Call in 347-934-0378. Press number 1 on that keypad device, and we'll get to you. Stand by, everybody. Blake Cousins, Third Phase of Moon. Let's go ahead and bring in more callers. Stand by when I'm ready to take calls. Get prepared. You're just about to go live on Third Phase of Moon. So let's go ahead and bring in 954. 954, you made it to Third Phase. How you doing tonight? 954 just got some cold feet. All right. Stand by, everybody. We'll be right back. Taking calls from around the world. If you've got a story you want to share, we want to hear it. Just press number 1 on that touchpad device of yours, and we'll get to you. How do you Break it down. Break it down. Let's go to area code 216. You made it to the show. How you doing tonight? Oh, it sounds like you're getting ready. You made it. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, yep. You're coming in loud and clear. How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. Where are you calling in from?
Cleveland, Ohio.
All right, man. Well, you got something you want to share? Sure like to hear it.
Yeah, I do have something to share. I was living in Hawaii myself for a couple months, 7 to 8 months, on the Big Island, and I moved back to Cleveland, Ohio, and the first thing I noticed was... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. It must be a drastic change to go from Hawaii to back to Cleveland. Yeah, what happened?
Nothing really happened. It was just, my family and things. Hawaii is definitely beautiful. It's paradise. I noticed some strange things in the sky out there, and then also when I came back to Cleveland, there were some peculiar things going on. I noticed some things they were putting on the telephone poles here. And with a little further investigation, I looked at some of these devices, and they look like radio frequency devices. Maybe like a population control or something on those lines. And I noticed they are putting them everywhere. They're all over the city. They're hitting the suburbs. They're putting them in front of schools. And I called and wrote many letters, and no one seems to know what the devices are. But there's radio frequency stickers on them. And one of the first observations I noticed coming from Hawaii is that my body, it was different. I felt like I was getting headaches and dizziness, nausea, even like sleep deprivation. So no one really knows what these devices are doing.
Well, it sounds, there. Apparently, Dr. Greer said there was about $8 trillion maybe in black government operations going on right now. Who knows what's going on? And you're saying that these devices are new, and you could notice the effect in your body. Hawaii, not so much EMPs going around here, but you noticed a major change to your body once you got back into Cleveland. I wouldn't be surprised if any city you go to, that might happen just by the big drastic change of the environment.
Also, what I noticed around these devices were, bugs falling out of the sky near these things. So if they're affecting bugs and they have warning stickers on them about the radio frequency being more than the FCC requirements, I'm sure it's doing something to our biologics.
Yeah, what if they could be, some people are claiming that they are putting up audio device indicators within certain neighborhoods just to detect a possible gunfire, to locate a gunfire, a possible crime happening in real time, so they could allocate via the acoustics exactly where and when that gun was shot. Could it be something like that you're seeing up there?
Possibly. I would think it's more to mess with, it can be multiple applications. It can be for weather manipulation. It can be population control. There's many things they can be doing with it. It's like almost like a microwave. It's changing things, frequencies, plant life, animal life, insect life, even humans. So if they're putting these things to find gunfire, they're causing a lot more trouble in the process. No one knows.
Yeah, to say the least. Absolutely. So this is disconcerting to a lot of people, possibly, and even to you. You're being physically affected by this. It's that's not good. That's not good. Well, let's get back to when you're on the Big Island of Hawaii.
Absolutely.
You said you saw some strange things over here in the skies?
Yes, I was located near South Point, like near the Ocean View area, and I noticed very strange things at night. Sometimes things blocking out the stars because it is really dark in Hawaii. You can have a very good view of the sky because they don't allow the street lights because of the observatories. So I did notice a lot of strange things in the sky.
Yeah, absolutely. We just recently added an addition to our place where we're going to be doing some live UFO hunts right outside of our home where, just like the caller said, it gets absolutely pitch black. The clearest skies in the world. That's why they built the massive observatories right here on the Mauna Kea of the Big Island. There's a YouTube video out there that they said a YouTube channel was claiming that they were lip syncing some kind of astronomer from the Mauna Kea of the Big Island. But it's funny, the person that was saying that they were from the observatory didn't even know how to say the Mauna Kea. They were going Mauna Kea. It's not Mauna Kea. If anybody want to take a look at that, obviously there's a hoax going on. I'm not exactly sure what that was about. But yeah, the Mauna Kea of the Big Island. That's why they put millions and millions of dollars into these observatories, because the skies over here on the Big Island are so clear. So I can't wait to do this amazing live UFO hunt with you guys. And we're going to be doing it during our radio show, and then we're going to be posting it up to our YouTube channel. So that's going to be quite exciting. We're going to take a quick break. If anybody's got one last great story they want to share to us right here at Third Phase of Moon, we'll take that call. Just press number 1 on that keypad device. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Third Phase Moon. More callers in that want to share, hopefully, a great UFO experience. I'm looking forward to it. Let's bring them in. Let's go to area code 559. You made it to the show. How you doing? Area code 559. You're live. No, your audio's not coming in. I can't hear you. All right, well, good try, 559. Well, let's just say this. We're going to go over some of my most incredible UFO sightings. How about that, everybody? You guys want to hear a real good story? Well, I got one for you. And this is going to be cool. This is going to be cool because not everybody's heard this one. Maybe a few, but not everybody. Get ready. All right, so, believe it or not, December 30th, 2010, on my birthday, on my brother's birthday too, my twin brother, Brent, was there. I get a call from a buddy of ours that says, you got to come over to our place. We're seeing UFOs every night for the past week over here, and you guys got to bring your video cameras. So we're like, well, what else are we going to do? That sounds like a lot of fun. So we decided on our birthday to go to this guy's place that was in the middle of nowhere. This place, basically there's no neighbors for at least a couple miles within the proximity of this place. And they were quite disturbed over the past few days of these close encounters that they were having. They were explaining to us, husband and wife, Eric and Janelle Beach were their names, and they claimed that they were being contacted, being spoken to from the aliens above, that they wanted to abduct them. Anyway, they were very comfortable with me and Brent being around with our video camera. So we started to, hang out, talk about what they've been seeing. And then there was another guy that showed up, and he showed up with a gun. He showed up with a pistol, ready to go at war with these aliens. He said, I've seen the videos out there. I'm prepared when this goes down to bring this gun of his. We were kind of concerned. I didn't like that there was a gun around loaded with bullets. So we just decided to, ignore that he had a gun and told him to basically keep it where it was in his holstered. He was in his in his hip in a holster. He also brought some video equipment along as well. So the night was going on for about an hour or two, and nothing really was happening. And all of a sudden, Eric Beach says, look up in the sky. And then all of a sudden, we noticed something that looked massive. I would say it was at least, and wait for it, people, Walmart sized. I know that gets abused a little bit, that Walmart size, but this thing was approximately 300 yards wide, but it was in the shape of a triangle. It was blocking out the stars behind it, and this thing was surrounded by a lot of swirling lights, orbs that were just dancing around this black, massive triangle. It started to descend on us, and it looked like it was about to land right on top of us, still approximately about 100 yards above us. It was blacking out the sky. Our friend and everybody there were basically going into hysterics. This was incredible. And we were trying to film it, but again, it was just a black night, and we didn't have any, great video equipment, so we're not able to capture the extent of what we're seeing with our own eyes. Our buddy was having his hand on the pistol and one hand on the camera pointing straight up directly at it. He didn't manage to capture it either because, again, it was just pitch dark, but we all saw it coming. And then this thing lasted, the sighting lasted for about a minute and a half as it just hovered from, I would say, north to east above us and into the direction of the Mauna Kea mountain. It was massive. About 3 years later, we confirmed with another person that witnessed the exact same thing on the exact same day in the exact proximity from a couple miles away, confirming that we did not just, we weren't seeing things. We had 5 people there, and then 3 years later, we had it confirmed by somebody else that said, this is this is the real deal. We we weren't seeing things. So that was my incredible UFO experience. One of many. We'll share some more of those as we go along. I think my brother and I have had at least almost a dozen of them within our years, and it gets quite exciting. People's lives are changed that night. Let me tell you, that guy with the gun, he changed his life too. Well, join us this Monday night. We're going to be broadcasting again, taking your calls from around the world. Don't forget, and we want to hear your incredible stories. And we will be updating Third Phase of Moon YouTube with incredible new info that has just come in on our email. This is it's going to be quite incredible. I want to share it to you, so I'm going to get busy on that. Everybody, stay safe. Thanks for joining me tonight. We'll see everybody again on Monday night. Take care.